Hello everybody, Simon with Vanquig Coins and Bullion here, and today we will be discussing the essential literature that you guys need to have for your coin collections. So let's dive right in and see what I'm talking about today. All right, so like I mentioned, today we're going to be talking about some of the essential literature that you guys need to have to make you better coin collectors. And some of it's going to be more general and some of it's going to be more specific. So to kind of start things off, I would recommend getting a red book or a blue book. You only need one of these, realistically. The information doesn't change. The coins are already minted. The history is already written. You know, they're not gonna change how many 2016 Jefferson nickels are gonna make, right? So the information is relevant regarding the mintages. The information is relevant regarding the photos. The pricing is not relevant, no matter if you bought the most newest 2025 red book or blue book. Those prices are no good. Do not rely on the red book for pricing. What you can rely on the red book for is mintages, talking about varieties here, you know, with these $50 and different things like that. I always use a good tool for what the red book is. So this is an example talking about the seeded $50. And it talks about the weight of the coin, the composition, and the size, and where they're minted. So a really good tool that I use is these photos are actually the exact sizes of the coins. So if you have a coin and you place it on here, it's going to fit exactly over this. It's not going to be too small. It shouldn't be too big if it's real. So that is the number one tool that I use, as well as using this book for mintages, telling me if something is rare or not. In that same vein, regarding rarity and pricing, again, do not use this book for pricing. Do not use retail PCGS for pricing. Don't even use CDN for pricing. Those are all inflated prices, basically. And dealers want to try to get you to pay that. But I'm going to talk about how you can be a savvy collector with regards to pricing coins and things like that. I pay for a monthly subscription, gray sheet here. So this talks about wholesale pricing, and I just have the book here, or the magazine, and you know, realistically, when I'm talking about, we'll go to the Lincoln cents here. You know, when I talk about rarities, you know, I just look at the price here. So is it 1918 rare? No, it's 15 cents. You know, going down, down, down. Okay, 21S is a little better, that's $1. You know, 22D is great. Okay, 23S, so things like that. That's how I do it. You know, if it's worth more than the coins around it, it's probably a better coin. You know, this is really good from shooting from the hip for low value items. You know, stuff under 20 bucks. You know, it's really not going to change too much. But when you go into things like Morgan dollars, right? You know, with these things here, you look at, look at the common dates here, 82cc. You know, some of these coins might be selling for this price, or they might be selling for this price. And that's supposed to be the wholesale number. And that means that, you know, if you're a dealer, you should be paying less than that. And if you're a collector, that would be a fair price. You know, with the Gray Sheet app, you can go in there and you can see things, sold comps, but also you guys have the same tools for free. So go on eBay and look at sold comps on there. And then also go to the PCGS app and look at sold comps. And really, that's the number one tool that you guys should be used for pricing. I still recommend buying a red book. I mean, there's still a lot of valuable information, but like I said, you know, I got this one from the library, when they got rid of their old one, and I don't need another one. This has all the information that I need, all the relevant information, and that's really it. It's got the mintages, it has the varieties, pricing is not relevant there. So we talked about some of the essentials here for pricing and just general knowledge. And let's talk about grading a minute. So the two books that I always recommend to people is the official ANA grading standards of US coins. So I recommend this one, and I recommend Coin World's Coin Values Making the Grade. So both of these are going to make you a better grader with regards to understanding the wear points of the coin. What are the high points? So here in red, you know, this is the highest point of the coin. The orange ones are kind of secondary. And, you know, they just kind of talk about it. And then they go from the low grade here, what it should look like. VG, fine, very fine, XF, and finally, you know, your various degrees of mint state. And it's not only what they visually look like, they give you a description. So, you know, even for someone that may not have a good idea of what the coin would look like, you can still verbally understand what the coin should look like. You can describe it to somebody, right? If you don't have a photo. So this is one of the best tools out there with regards to grading coins. And this one here with the ANA is also the same. Both of these books run about $40 a piece. I know that could be expensive for some people, but when you're spending, you know, $50 on a coin, no problem. I would say that this is something that is imperative. You got to have this. So talking about the ANA standards, this I think is about the same price as well. And they update this as a 7th edition, but realistically, you know, the information is not going to change. And again, this is good because it's in full color. The last one had color, but the, you know, this is probably the best. If I was going to say pick between the two, get the ANA book. And this just goes through all the technical details as well. And they actually even talk about varieties. So again, they have fewer photos for each coin, but they also still have the technical descriptions here. Just talking about these half cents. And we can go to something else maybe you guys are more familiar with. Going to all the expensive stuff, we'll talk about Roosevelt dimes or Mercury dimes, right? So, you know, if you're buying a 1916D dime, is it AG? Is it good? And then understanding the differences there, because if a dealer is putting good money on a AG coin in a 1916D, that's like a $300 difference, especially if it's raw. So it pays for you to be able to train your eye and, you know, maybe bring this to shows if you're looking for certain grades or things like that. So these two books, pertinent, 100%. Those are ones that I would say you need. Get the red book, pricing from PCGS or eBay, and then get these two to train your eye for grading. And then kind of the last tertiary one, and I can do a little bit, just kind of run through these, is specialty books. So this one talks about commemorative coins. So it goes through all the commemorative coins in the United States, and it just talks about it. You know, here's also clearly your classic commemorative series, talks about mintages, dates, you know, if any were destroyed or not. Again, values, these are not relevant. Use eBay, use PCGS, sold comps on there. And, you know, this is just an example. And, you know, it's really good if you are able to have something like this. You know, whenever I buy collections, I always ask if they have literature because, you know, the coins are great, but realistically, this is the kind of stuff that you got to pay either big money for online, or it just doesn't exist anymore, right? Or you have to do some serious digging. So this is the kind of stuff that you want to get. Another good example here is a guide to double eagle coins. So just talking about the history there, talking about mintages, various things, market values at the time. 94, that's not really relevant anymore. But again, it just really dives into talking about how the coin is rare, specific things where the Red Book may not go. They may briefly talk about it, but they may not go into the amount of detail if this is a series that you might want to collect. Another one, and again, these are things that I've accumulated since. I want to zoom out just a little bit with my camera so I get a better, this is a big book. So this is Encyclopedia of U.S. and Colonials. So they kind of just talk about, the history of the coins. And again, this is in black and white. But there's a lot of information here that is not readily available online. And I go through these, I read them, I sit down. If it's slow between appraisals, I sit down and I flip through them and just read little bits. Or sit down and read through a full one, talking about die pairs on wheat cents. That's really important if you're looking for, specific coins, or talking about the 36 double die, right? So there's just a lot, there's just a wealth of information. And I would recommend that everybody, whether this is a hobby or this is your job, just be constantly learning about this kind of stuff. Soak up as much information as you can. The last interesting one here is a obsolete paper money. So, I'm one of the, I wouldn't say few dealers that buys paper currency, but I'm relatively knowledgeable. I'm learning more about it. And I actually actively buy it, not just what comes in the office. But, this is talking about various obsolete currencies, whether it was issued by the U.S. or the states themselves or towns, and just generally interesting things. But again, to kind of just recap, the top ones that you guys want to get is a U.S. Red Book. Again, you don't need one every year. You just need one. My 2021 still does me great. Get something for pricing. If you want to buy a gray sheet, you can buy just one every few months, every quarter. If you guys are interested, I am very happy and willing to sell them. Or if you guys put in an order with me, just ask and I can include it in them, kind of depending. I like to send them to folks that I do good business with and that can utilize them. But I do either give them out to folks if you're doing big orders with me, or if you just want to request one, I can just ship it to you. And the book price is $40. Normally I charge $15 plus postage for backdated ones. So talking about how to price things, generally good information, mintages, things like that with the Red Book. And then probably the second most important information is how to grade, because this is going to save you guys money. You say, well, I don't want to pay $40 for a book, but when you're talking for a 16D dime, $300 between AG and G, it's like, well, you better hope you know what you're talking about and how the coins look. So again, cannot recommend these two enough for any kind of collector or dealer for that matter. So just kind of wrap things up here and we will dive into that giveaway. All right, everybody. So let's dive right into that giveaway. So we are doing this 50% Canada $1, about $12 melt value today. And just a reminder, to be entered into the giveaways, you must like, comment, and subscribe. We're well on our way to 1,000. I just got approved for the memberships. So those will be rolling out probably in the next week or so. So keep an eye out for that. I'll mention it in the videos and I'll kind of talk about the different tiers that I might do. Just a reminder, I'm always buying coin collections, coins, currency, jewelry, scrap silver, scrap gold, all that good stuff. Reach out to me via email. All that stuff is listed here in my YouTube here, website, Instagram, Google, eBay. My bird again going crazy. Everything you guys see in the videos here are for sale. Don't forget, I got an eBay, daily things going up there Follow me on Instagram. We're almost to 1,000 followers there. And let's dive into that giveaway. 49 comments. Thank you, guys. All right, Nick, you are the winner. And for the next giveaway here, we are going to be doing this 1979S Proof 69 Decam. It's a little hard to see. There we go. And don't forget, guys, like, comment, and subscribe to be entered. And give me a holler if you guys have questions on things. I'm always buying. And you guys have a great evening. Thanks. Bye-bye now.